Hey everybody, it's Aaron again, and I'm finally back with another episode on the Pixelmon single player that I'm doing. Last time we finally got some stuff taken care of, as in found diamonds and all that other good crap. As you'll notice, my Bulbasaur is now level 9, so I took the time to do a little bit of training with him to get him up to where he now has Vine Whip, which is about as far as it needs to go for us to really get some butt kicking going. So to start this episode off, we're going to take care of a couple things. You'll notice very quickly that I've been kind of busy, as I now have set up a nice little, finished setting up my little forge area. I cut down the tree that was immediately in front of the door because it started bugging me. I have more of a wheat farm going on. I built some staircases over there, which we'll go look at in a couple minutes. But like I said, to begin with, we're gonna build some more important stuff. So this is the pattern to make a PC. I took the time to grab all the stuff, and so we're going to build a PC so that we can keep track of the different Pokemon that we capture. So there we go, PC. And I'm obsessed with putting PCs in the corner. I'm not sure why. But so we click on that. So I don't have any other Pokemon yet. You get 8 boxes as of right now. But the Pokemon, if I'm carrying over 6, or when I come back and want to deposit or whatever, will start to fill up in here just like they would in the game. This icon down here. Oh, and I can't pick up Bulbasaur because he's the only one I have in my party. Normally, if you pick him up and you take a Pokemon and take him over here, it'll give you the same summary as if you right-click them in the inventory screen. The other thing is the trash can. This is how you can get rid of Pokemon from your menu, or your PC, I mean, if you have had enough. So the other big thing we're going to do real quick is this is what is needed to make a Pokedex. So it's just some iron, another redstone lamp, glass pane, and rose red dye. So I actually had to go find some roses to make it, but redstone. So we're going to make a Pokedex as we slowly work our way toward being... Whoops. So now we have a Pokedex. So one thing I do know is that currently if you're playing on, or you plan on playing on a multiplayer server, do not make a Pokedex. Apparently on the multiplayer servers right now, it will cause the servers to crash. I don't know the details or specifics as to why that happens, I just know it does. So if you right click it when it's in your inventory, it shows you Pokedex. It's the Pokedex. Gives you the data. I'm not entirely sure. There's been so many Pokedex entries for a lot of the Pokemon. I can't honestly tell you if this is the first generation Pokedex info or not. I'll look it up at some point. So I do think this might actually be the red or blue entry for Bulbasaur. It seems like the first. Well, apparently if you type, you can actually, over here, you can actually use it to find them. So hitting escape will pull you out of that. I'm honestly not entirely sure if the Pokedex does anything else. I don't really know. But I figured, hey, we'd make a Pokedex anyway. So we've got one other thing we're going to look at. Whoops. We'll take this with us. Okay, so I'll begin with real quick. Let's just make a bunch of buttons. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make another one of the Pokeballs. If you haven't figured it out from the colors, you will pretty soon. So I cooked these already, and this is why I only had the red and blue apricorns planted. Great balls. As you see, we now have great ball discs. You notice they give you different number than you would get if the red Pokeballs, and like I've learned how to make Ultra Balls too, which we'll go over those at some point when I find the right apricorns. They give you even less. You get one for an Ultra Ball. You get one per thing. Great Balls you get 2. Pokeballs you get 5. Some of the other Pokeballs, I figured out a couple of the other ones, which we'll also go over at some point. Those tend to vary as well. Some of them will give you 5, like making regular Pokeballs. Some of them will give you only 2. I don't recall off the top of my head. I haven't made Pokeballs in a while. Past some of the more original ones. I chose to do Great Balls because we found enough blue right away that I figured we could make those first. And to be honest, Great Balls are my favorite basic Pokeball. I'm not entirely sure why I like them so much. I just do. And when I finally take you guys for a tour of my multiplayer server, which I plan on doing at some point, you'll see the Pokemon lab I built, and I actually made Great Balls, a giant Great Ball that floats above it out of wool. Bamf, we have great 8. Excuse my speech tonight. Hey. Just having a terrible time. So we've made 8 Great Balls. We'll throw these back in here. So we have some Pokeballs. We have a Pokemon that is a little bit more souped up. And you can see I'm keeping up with these. Normally I'd probably harvest this, but right now I tend to prefer to wait until all of them are full and just harvest at that point. I have some food. And since I finally have a Bulbasaur that can fight this Miltank, I can actually get some of the other food sources. Beef is particularly easy to get if you can find some Miltank to take out, and you get a Pokemon finally to the point that they can do something. So I'm not going to bother trying to catch a Miltank right now. I will at some point because I will need them. I'll need one in a little later. Bulbasaur is level 11. Nice job, Bulbasaur. So I only got leather that time, but they'll drop meat pretty regularly too. So we're gonna go ahead and heal Bulbasaur, and then we're actually gonna go take off and explore today and see if we can't catch our first Pokemon for the series. And there's not a Pokemon in particular that I'm hoping to try and get. But we're going to go over to the plains. I could try and catch that Pidgey right there, but I was a little disappointed when I was doing some work on here the other day. I did see there was a Charmander running around. But I refused to try and catch him without having you guys present, and I just wasn't prepared to record. So I apologize for there being a disruption in my schedule for my releases. I had intended to keep up with that, but some stuff has just come up, and so I've got a young daughter. Wow, there's a bunch of roses here that I ran right by the other day. That's great. I ran way the hell over to the other side of the plains to find roses the other day. There's a Spearow. I don't know what we're looking for. Oh, I think that's a Snorlax up there. I still have to be careful again of running into wild Pokemon battles because I'm not interested in that quite yet. That is a Snorlax. Hello, Snorlax. You are big. 44. So, I wish it wasn't nighttime. If I could, I would beat some Mareep up and take their wool. At some point, maybe they'll implement something, because you can milk Miltank and get a bucket of milk. Maybe at some point they'll implement it so that you can shear Mareep with shears, which would be pretty interesting. Since this technically counts as a forest biome right here, I was kind of hoping maybe we would find some bug Pokemon again. But it doesn't look like we're going to be that lucky. So I don't know where we'll go. I've got my coordinates written down, so maybe we'll head over to the to this desert a little bit, as Bulbasaur would be pretty effective in the desert. Oh, a Chansey, wow. Oh, dang it. I was really hoping we would be able to avoid running into a Vulpix. Or another fire type. Been pretty lucky so far, but all it takes is one ember, and that works. Roar and Whirlwind are a little glitchy in this version. Whoa. Chansey and an Electrode. I've only seen like Chanseys twice, so that's pretty interesting. Anyway, I was saying Roar can really screw some stuff up. Trainer battles, for example, if you get into a trainer battle and the trainer throws out a Pokemon that uses Roar or Whirlwind, you're automatically kicked from the fight, and it counts it as a loss for you, which really sucks. So we got some jungle. What is that? Oh, some Vibrava. I've not seen them in the wild before. That's a different generation Pokemon, but that's cool. Goldeen. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for. You know, I wouldn't mind catching a Sand Shrew because the Sand Slash model is pretty cool looking. So we're going to spend a little bit of time. And this is probably all we'll do for this episode, but here's a Geodude. We're going to fight the Geodude. Normally I would catch a Geodude, but unfortunately in the single player right now for this mod, there is no way to evolve anything that needs to be traded without using some workarounds, which I'd rather not do. So we'll stick to using other Pokemon. A Trapinch might be fun too. Get back here. Alright, so I've beaten him pretty bad. So we will throw a Great Ball. And you can actually see you do throw the Great Ball, and it does the animations. Unfortunately, the camera angle doesn't really help you too much there. Yay, I caught my Trapinch. Sweet. So we can pull him out. Yeah, Trapinch. Check it. You rock. Let's look at him. So he's got Bite, Feint Attack, Sound Attack, and he's a giant. Cool. Like I've said, this means he'll be a little bit bigger than an ordinary one. Happiness matters in this too. A lot of the Pokemon that evolve through happiness will be implemented at some point. Some of them have, some of them haven't. I believe if we find an Eevee, Umbreon is available as an evolution right now. So, but I'm going to rename him to... We'll just name him that. So I've had problems with the names sticking when I rename them for some reason. I'm not sure what's up with that. But so we got another Pokemon. Yay. He'll be very useful if we come across some Mareep, because the electric versus ground is immune to electric attacks, and that works correctly in the game last I looked. So Poison Powder. So if you want to take advantage of some stuff in this game right now, multiple status effects can be inflicted right now in the current build, which means that you can literally sleep, paralyze, and poison a Pokemon. Which, as you can imagine, royally screws stuff up, but is kind of entertaining all the same. I probably won't be doing that much because I just don't. So here's the Sandslash model I was talking about. I really like it. I can't wait till they get some more animation put on it. I think that model is going to be really cool. So, and there's another one over there. Currently, I still have to kind of be careful who I pick fights with at the moment. We'll fight this guy. And do a little bit of training here. If we're lucky, maybe I can get Bulbasaur to level and evolve. So I can say that there is a certain point in the game where your Pokemon, you can kind of take on stuff a little ridiculously. And some of it's luck. Like there's a chance I could probably beat that level 31 Graveler with my level 14 Bulbasaur. Same thing with that Sandslash, and you gain, if you do, you gain just ridiculous amounts of levels. So here's the Sandshrew model. We're gonna try and catch Sandshrew. Sandshrew is one of my favorite Pokemon, or he would be on my list of favorite Pokemon. My general go-to ground rock type Pokemon that I use is actually Geodude, who is one of my all-time favorites. The Geodude Graveler Golem scenario. Oh, hey, there's a temple way up there. We're gonna go check that out. Whoops, that was me being stupid. Alright, so Leaf has succeeded again. So now I have Sandshrew. Let's check out Sandshrew. He's giant as well. The biggest I've seen for types is enormous, and that's... I don't know if I've mentioned it. I actually have an enormous Gyarados on my multiplayer server, and the size of that thing is just ridiculous. And I will certainly show you guys that. We're gonna check this out. There's a Diglett. There's a really tiny Geodude. That is probably a pygmy Geodude, I would bet. Okay, so I haven't really explored one of these things in a while. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember the exact best way to go about handling this. Okay. So there's that pressure plate down there that I know that I want to try to avoid having anything land on, because otherwise it'll blow the crap up, and we don't want that. Alright. So, rock and roll. Diamond, emerald, bone. I will take that. Also going to grab the chests too. This is not a bad haul out of here. Bone is a lot more useful than it used to be. Well, it's always had its uses, I guess, but it's even more useful in this mod since I have not encountered anything yet that actually drops bone. So we're gonna, well, we'll harvest all this TNT too. Why not? Ow! A cave. I only came down here because I saw this. We'll pillar back out. There's no reason to stay down here. I'm gonna avoid caving for you guys for a little bit since we did a bunch of that right at the beginning, and to be honest, caving in Pixelmon is probably far more boring than it is even in normal Minecraft, just because of the nature of what's going on. Because you only ever... Well, it'll probably be more interesting in the future. As of right now, it's not that exciting because all you ever encounter are like Geodude, Graveler, Zubat, and Golbat, and Golbat are just a bitch to deal with in general. So, I always liked the temples. I thought they were kind of cool. They were definitely a neat addition to the game. So, we're back to exploring. And we're going to end this episode here pretty quick. The next episode, I think I'm probably going to continue from where I'll just stop here, and we'll continue from where we're at. I'd rather not go run back home. Then again, maybe I will. I probably should just run back home, heal up, and get ready for the next episode. So we can go out with a full party of. Alright, not a full party, but. Oh, he knocked him out. How the hell did he knock him out? Sandshrew was a terrible choice, by the way. I don't have any ground moves on him yet, so just terrible, terrible choice there. The only saving grace is apparently I poisoned the Geodude. Alright, well. We are definitely heading back now. I don't wanna run around with fainted Pokemon. So, I suppose I will go ahead and end this episode here. Let's try and get lined up the right direction. Man, we wandered quite a ways, actually. Didn't seem like we wandered that far. I'll keep filming until we get back to the house, because if we see something interesting, I'd rather not miss it. Oh yeah, so here we are. So here's the giant plane again. Oh hey, there's Krokorok, I think is the evolution's name. So Krokorok is a black and white Pokemon from the newest generation. Yep. Oh no. Crap. Yeah, unfortunately, this happens a lot in the early stages of this game. Darn you, Krokorok. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about it. And currently in combat, as far as I've seen, potions are still glitched, so they don't. Like, it'll show them healing, but it doesn't seem to actually heal. Oh, so I wanted to explain where I got these fish. So this fish I've been eating, I got 5 of those off of beating one Magikarp the other day when I was training my Bulbasaur. And it blew my mind because I got 5 off of one guy. And I just couldn't believe it. So I will tell you one Pokemon I would really like to catch that I haven't seen in the wild yet is a Poliwag. Poliwag, Poliwhirl, Poliwrath are some of my favorite Pokemon. Water types. Especially when I'm not playing with the, when I'm not using starters, different starters from the other generations. Which I'm not sure if I'm going to do in this case or not. I think if I probably see some of them, we'll change it up. I'll try and catch them. But we're back at the house. So this is what I did. I basically just wanted to build a way to get over to this. That was interesting. Look how big that Snorlax has to be over there. Those things get huge, especially if it gets the enormous ones. The other reason why I built this up here is I think I'm going to build something that goes kind of up this direction, up onto this hill at some point. So that's why I went ahead and built this staircase. And then down this way I've built just a normal mine shaft. It goes all the way down to the bedrock. So, Graveler. I could beat that Graveler with my healed Bulbasaur, I bet. So, alright, well, that's it for this episode. In the next episode, we will continue looking around a little bit. And we'll see what else. I know one of the next things we're probably going to start working on is the fossil machines. And we will go caving again in a couple episodes and look for fossils. Which ought to be a good amount of fun. Woohoo, I have dynamite now. So, as always, take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.